Welcome to the Let's Get Into It conversation we have every Tuesday. So go ahead, pour yourself something tasty, get somewhere comfy, and let's get into it together. Cheers. Hey, happy Tuesday, sisters. Welcome. Welcome to Tuesday's Let's Get Into It. And this week we were talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is movement. Now, some of us call this working out, fitness. Sometimes we call it by what we'd like to do. I personally have adopted the term movement for what feels right for me, for what feels right for how I move my body, for what feels right for the connotations and everything else connected to fitness. And today, I'm drinking out of my Queen Bee mug, which I love, and today I was feeling hot chocolate. I don't know if it's because it's cold here in Monterey or what, but that's my drink of choice. What are you drinking? Post it down there in the comments. So my relationship with the word fitness, working out, movement, has not always been one of positivity. I grew up surrounded by commenting on bodies, around fad diets, and that didn't help. How much comments about how much I was eating or wasn't eating, or how chubby I was when I was younger. So that's something that I've had to deal with as an adult, and let's set that hot chocolate down. And that's kind of where it all started. And then as I got a little older and got into school, I started to see in social media between my young friends, the young girls, was this ideal, right? I remember, and I was probably in middle school, and I remember standing in a mirror and putting my legs together and being like, how the fuck do you, I probably didn't say that when I was, maybe I did. How do you get that thigh gap? You know, like, oh, like you are skinny if you see space between your legs. I'm pretty sure there was a video about this. Like, whew. Now, if you can see space between your legs, there is nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that's not everybody. It's not inclusive. More goes into the way we look than that. Biology favors differences. We are supposed to look different, right? We're made that way. We're not all meant to have thigh gaps and 0% fat. If you do, great. I love and support you too. If you're a size 15, great. How do you feel in both of those bodies? Because that's what this comes back to. Am I healthy? And how do I feel where I am? And that's huge. That's what it's about. It's about getting past that whatever society has created to put us in boxes. Thou must look like this, buy all these things, and do all these things so you can look like this. And then you are going to have it. You're going to have the man. If you're in a heterosexual relationship, you're going to have people looking at you and the friends and the cliques and all. But the problem is we're not being authentic. We're not being ourselves. We're not learning how our body is supposed to look and how we want it to feel. And that's where I've transitioned. Even after I had my two babies, I still wasn't there. I got a little more past shaming myself. Babies, I noticed that society was like, okay, what are you doing to get back to where you were? That's what I feel like new mothers are bombarded with. You get like this little leeway, like these comments like, oh, you need to rest, but then it's like a week later. Are you wearing that trainer, the one that trains everything to like get back to where it was? And I just remember being like, there's a trainer. There's something I'm supposed to strap around my waist to do what? And I just remember having so many feelings about like, okay, now I'm ruined. And it was deeply connected to my feeling of like unworthiness. Like, okay, so this body then is unworthy. But what's it unworthy of? Like, of what? I just carried two babies and successfully delivered them, and they're alive. Like, there's some worthiness in that. And we choose what we put our worthiness into. But I just remember being like distraught over this. And so I noticed my comments to myself coming back, like, I shouldn't eat this. I should be working out more. I'm getting fat. Look at what my stomach has become. I have a separated, I forget the right name for it, but my ribs separated with my second son. And so they're not ever going back without some serious surgery. And it's taken years for me to be okay and proud and comfortable in that. And I still have my days where I'm not. So don't get me wrong. It's still a struggle for me even today. However, what I started to notice was comments. And I wasn't doing it on purpose, like to get validation or anything, but I was saying things and in front of my kids and my husband and myself. And I would have these conversations with other women too, where it was kind of like, oh yeah, we'll check these out, and how do I fix this, and how do I do this? And it was less about accepting ourselves and what that meant for us, and more about how can we fix or change or adjust so that we can still feel pretty or wanted or in that box that society has created. And one day my husband, I remember he sat me down, and this was years ago, probably 10 or so years ago. And no, not that far, like 7 years ago. Wow. And he was like, look, like, I know this is really hard for you, and I want to be here to support you, but the one thing that you're doing that I don't think you know you're doing is that you're saying comments out loud, and you're not the only one who can hear them. You know, the boys can hear it, I can hear it, and like, those things just aren't true, and they're not positive about you. And I just remember, like, wow, I took like a good long while, probably bawled my eyes out for a little bit, and then I came to realize, like, this isn't what I want to be. This isn't the role model I want to be, but what's going on? Why do I have all these feelings around what people have told me about my body? I felt just very disconnected from it. I felt unproud of it. I felt unworthy, and I was like, what am I going to do? So, got myself a counselor. Always recommend one. I've had a few great ones. Counselor, I started reading books, and I started finding ways to get in tune with myself and what that meant. And I learned about those things through the counseling and the books. Meditation, sitting with myself, feeling my feelings, talking about my traumas around body, and of course, like, we are human in a human world, having a human experience, and we, no matter what, are surrounded by social media and people telling us things. And we just can learn the tools on how to not let them affect us so much. I think we all have good days and bad days, and overall we have a trajectory that kind of goes like this, right? But those are the things that have really helped me. And one of my top experiences so far in this life is thing I want to talk about for the week is, what's the benefit? What are the really hard and fast benefits to moving your body? Well, first of all, you got to find what works for you. What is your body capable of doing in this moment, today, in this phase of your life, in this week? And try things. I've tried so many things. Some have worked and some have not. Go to classes if that makes you feel comfortable. Because of COVID, I feel like there's so much more digital options as well. So find the median, what works best for you to do, and then go try some. You don't have to love it. It doesn't have to be the perfect thing, but get out there and try things. Try yoga. Try hot yoga. Go to some exercise classes at a gym. Maybe you want to try bicycling, whether it be your personal bike or going to like a Soul Cycle. Try something online. Online yoga is everywhere. Good free option for that is Yoga with Adriene. Love her. I started yoga with her. Try the class. I think they have a week free. You could go try it. See what you think. I invite you to get past the first one. Let it get a little weird and try it. Go to your gym, maybe a personal trainer, maybe running or walking, anything, hula hooping. Just move your body and see how it goes to show yourself you can show up for yourself. And that's one of the positive things I have to talk about too. But besides the big things that we know, it decreases stress and it increases your energy. So if you've been kind of feeling bleh, this happens to me. If I don't work out for like a week, I'm like, bleh. So that's huge. I see it. That's consistently showing up. You can't just show up for yourself for 3 days and think it's all going to be sunshine and unicorns. No, this is a consistent, forever thing that us humans need to do to move our bodies. The next one is build trust with yourself. Okay? You're building trust by showing up. A lot of times we tell ourselves stuff when we don't show up. Now, this is the same as showing up for an important meeting with the CEO of a company that you want the job for, okay? But you're the CEO of your life, and your life is the job. So show up for yourself. Show up. If you say you're going to work out at 10 o'clock, work out at 10 o'clock. If you say that you're going to do this to yourself, do this for yourself, because you start to build trust, and trust builds confidence, and confidence is going to build a healthy, happier brain and body. The next one here, let me just check my lips. Move through your feelings. Yes, moving through our feelings is huge. When we have thoughts, and feelings come from those thoughts, and sometimes we feel it, we're like, oh shit, that was uncomfortable. I didn't like that. Ooh, like we bury it. We're like, oh, no, I don't want to feel you. I don't want to feel you. And when we do that, we create it. A lot of times you can feel whatever it is you're feeling. You can decide where that is in your body. Is it in your chest? A lot of times for me, it's in my chest or my stomach. Sometimes it's in my throat. Like I feel it. Like I didn't say the thing, or a boundary was crossed or something. I feel it here. And that movement allows us to break up the energy from the feeling and let it go. And that's a really great way to move through something, whatever it is that's coming up for you. It allows you to build a positive relationship for your body. It doesn't matter if you can do the move, whatever it is you're trying. It matters that you showed up for yourself and you did the best you could, and that you allowed yourself to be okay with that. And by working on those things, you're going to build a relationship with your body. You're going to learn to trust it, and your body's going to learn to trust your mind. There's a relationship here, and when we work on that, it heals it, and we can start to hear ourselves. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for getting into it with me. Until next week, I love you. I see you. You're amazing just the way you are today. So this week I have a book recommendation if you want to read it. And my workout recommendation probably was obvious during the podcast, but it is The Class. I recommend trying it for that 7-day free period. Please let me know what you think. In the comments below, send me a message on Instagram. I will make sure to get back to you with we'll have a conversation about how it went. My book recommendation for this week is The Body Keeps the Score: Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk. All right, I recommend this. Anybody who's working on their body image, unhealed trauma from your childhood, having a positive relationship with your body, anything like self-esteem related that's coming from your body, about your body, this is a great book. I would love to talk about it with you. So let me know if you start reading that as well. Have a great week, everybody.